So we're back out here at our favorite local riding spot, Charles City Dirt Riders. We have Street Bike Josh out here with us today, who is freshly off, or I guess back, from an injury that he actually got out here at Charles City Dirt Riders a few weeks ago. We will go over all of that and some more. Stay tuned. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Leave me a comment and hit that notification bell. That way you can see all the awesome content that makes this 10 West Moto. You want to go over them tires?
Yeah, I'll practice wheelies while you do tires.
Yeah. So with the race season going on every year, we kind of run into this where we're about mid-season and we're getting pretty stressed out over it because all the time that we have off of work we end up planning races, and just the whole process of it gets pretty stressed out. It's not very relaxing, especially knowing that you got to be on point for a race and your bike has to be in extremely good shape to perform during the race and all that stuff. And we're constantly doing work to it, we're constantly upgrading stuff, we're constantly maintaining it. What we really need a lot of the time, just like today, is to just go out and ride and have a good time. And today was exactly what I needed for this ride. I got up with Street Bike Josh, and yeah, I think this is his first or second ride out here since his injury. He actually came out of the woods right here in front of us to the right and had an accident and busted up his knee pretty bad, so it put him out for a few weeks, and he's finally getting back out here and riding and getting some confidence back and trying to figure out what actually went wrong. But like I said, with the stresses of racing and everything, I really just wanted to come out here and ride and have a good time. So did you see the other video? I was right here. Me and Jeff were practicing wheelies. I went up and it just
Yeah, right at the opening. Yeah.
You want to hang on to this?
Yeah.
While I get over these.
All three? You going for the big one? I'm 10 West Moto's tripod. Is it on already?
So we're going to give a huge thank to Street Bike Josh, who was willing enough to hold our camera for us while we went over these tires, because I didn't get this shot last time I went over them. The first time I went over them, or second, third, fourth, or a couple hundredths later. So I wanted to really capture what it looked like from an outsider's perspective, just about how we're positioning the bike and how we're actually going over these tires, how we can weight and de-weight the front suspension and kind of loft the wheel over it and use the momentum to carry us over the tires, which essentially will get us over the really big ones that you guys see in the back. Weight, de-weight, throttle, so you can kind of lift the front end over it and then catch the rear.
Just slip the piss out of the clutch and stand it up.
It's hard to do that with a boost.
Oh, true that. I guess it does take the
Yeah.
like that serious downhill. That's scary. It's not fun.
Really?
It's too much that could go wrong.
Yeah.
And ruts are my weakness. Ruts are definitely my weakness. I don't care where we're riding at, ruts are my weakness.
See, I can usually deal with ruts. Roots, me and Roots don't get along. We never have. So.
Roots are not as weak for me as ruts. I tend to look at the ruts too much, which makes it really hard to stay in them.
Yeah.
So
that's what I do with Roots. I'll watch them and say, "Don't hit that one." Bam! I hit it.
Yeah. Well, you look where you go. I mean,
right.
You target fixate. I've seen it on sport bikes. I've seen it out here. I felt it on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're gonna look. You know, that's why like when they throw big whips, they look back, because when they look back, the bike goes back, and then they look back, and the bike goes back. Wherever your head goes, your ass is sure to follow. So.
Well, you can make it. You can make it.
One of the biggest things that I'm fighting during this whole ride is I didn't check my tire pressure before I loaded up and came out. I also didn't make sure I had both of my gloves. I ended up showing up with one glove and extremely low tire pressure. My front tire, I usually run about 6 pounds. It's down to 4 right now, and my rear tire run about 8 to 10. It's down to 6.5, I think, maybe. Now, luckily, my glove problem, Bob up here in Charles City has an abundance of parts and tools and everything you pretty much are going to need for a ride. And he had a whole bunch of gloves, and he loaned me this pair. He just told me to bring them back when I was done, which is awesome, because I went up there looking to buy a pair of gloves because my stupid mistake of forgetting 2 of them and only bringing 1. So a huge thank you to Bob and Charles City Dirt Ride for hooking me up with these gloves. My tire pressure is it is what it is. I just kind of had to deal with it, and I fought it a lot because I could definitely feel the difference, especially going over the technical stuff and landing the jumps and coming through these trails. I mean, everything overall just felt a lot more harsh, and it just a couple pounds of pressure, man, and it's a huge difference in feeling. So I do understand tire pressure is a big deal with your suspension working. So if you don't have it properly set up and comfortable for you, the trail is going to end up riding you. You're not going to ride the trail, but essentially you're going to end up just fighting your way through these trails, and you're not going to enjoy it. It's going to beat the hell out of you. So, I mean, with the jumps, like I had mentioned, landing them, I can feel it, and these roots and the trails and everything, I can feel everything. And it was just kind of a terrible experience, and it definitely taught me a lesson to check more of the bike before I load up and just go out and ride. But I was just so happy to come out here and just have a decent ride and not have to deal with the stress of going out and racing and everything that entails with that, because it's a whole other feeling to go out and race and try and place well and try and do good, and with the training and eating right and all this other stuff that ties into riding these bikes and racing them and all of that. I'm sure a lot of you guys can understand and appreciate that. Sometimes we just need to get away from all that and just come out here and have a good ride. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm ready to go. And it's Street Bike Josh. It's not. He's getting arm pump pretty bad, which is unfortunate, but that's happened to everyone. Right now, usually I'm 100%, as much as I can, as fast as I can, when I first start out, and as long as I can, which usually lasts about an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. If we're out here just riding, I can go a few hours. Pretty consistent before I start getting tired and winded. The races are a lot different, obviously, but stopping after just a few minutes, I was like, what are we doing? Let's keep going. I'm trying to push them, and we'll get there. street bike Josh ended up getting injured on towards the end of it, right around in this area. And I've watched this video, I watched all my videos before I put them out, a couple hundred times, and I really shouldn't have been pushing him the way I was. I shouldn't have been riding as aggressively, because that was his first time on that trail, from what he was telling me, since his accident. And obviously you're going to be nervous, you know, coming back from a wreck on the same spot where you wrecked, but really he doesn't know what came out and got him that caused his accident. So maybe next time we should take it a little bit easier.
That might have been what got you.
Well, no, it's we were like literally once you are officially out of the woods is when it happened.
No kidding.
Okay. So as soon as like we exited the trees and I relaxed, and I was in like third gear, you know, I clicked up a gear and we're just kind of like buzz. And where the grass comes over and everything, it happened right there.
Yeah.
It was fucking weird. So when you gunned it, I was like, brrr.
And that right there is another effect of the low, extremely low tire pressure. And the track was not being watered today. They're actually having some problems with their pump to get the water out. And we were told by Bob, he came out and warned all of us. He said, hey guys, you know, today we probably won't have water because the pump's not working the way it's supposed to. And realistically, it doesn't bother me at all. I just want to get out here and ride. Conditions are conditions. We race in the mud and the slop and the heat, the sand, you know. The conditions are conditions. That's what they are. You guys seen my other race videos and everything. So I'm not picky about the conditions. I'd rather not race in the mud. And everybody wants them to be perfect, but realistically, the conditions will never be perfect enough. And you just gotta kind of adapt. The best thing, I think I've probably mentioned this before about riding with other people, is you're going to want to compete naturally. You're going to want to ride faster than your buddies or the guys you're with, or at least attempt to do more technical stuff, because you're going to see them doing it and you're like, well, I could probably do that. And that's what's going on here. Is I told Josh I wanted to follow him and keep his pace to see, you know, different techniques he's using and all that stuff, because you can always benefit from other riders. I know a lot of guys will follow me through the trails and they'll see me lock my rear wheel coming into a really sharp turn, and then I'll dump the clutch and just kind of shoot out of it. And some people have noticed that and started to try and utilize that a lot, especially if they use their front brake a whole lot. So it kind of helps them, you know, get through those corners a lot quicker, sliding into them and coming out of them, shooting out of them, instead of your front brake or using your engine braking or something if you're on a 4-stroke. But Josh was definitely giving me a tough time to keep up with him, with, you know, the issues I was having with my tire pressures and stuff, and it kind of got in my head a little bit to where I'm like, all right, I need to take it kind of easy because I don't want to get a pinch flat or anything, because I'm hitting the rim on these jumps, landing them and all that stuff. And it was just a great ride overall. know a lot of you guys that ride can relate to this, and I did a very short little segment in the previous video with Sean and a couple other guys about, you know, coming out and having a ride. And one of the most important and fun things about these rides is basically just kind of hanging out and BSing and talking about the rides and your bikes and different styles and different techniques and different things that we all do to get through the same trails. And these conversations can sometimes last for hours. I think me and Street Bike Josh here sit for probably maybe 2 hours overall on this ride. We rode for 2 or 3 hours, and we sat and just kind of talked and had a great time. And I feel like that is one of the most important key things to having, you know, your buddies out here riding with you is to have that kind of relationship with them, where you can just kind of hang out. And really, it's an overall thing. It's a different experience, you know, because you can get wrapped up in racing and just deal with racing and getting promoted and then, you know, sponsorships and all that stuff, and you'll never have this right here, which to me is what riding is all about. Having a good time, having great friends to just kind of bullshit with and laugh, tell jokes, and talk about each other's wrecks and all of that stuff. So I really appreciate you guys watching. I got some really cool stuff coming up the next few weeks with different videos and everything, so make sure you hit the like button and subscribe and leave a comment. And until next time, I'm Tin West Moto, and I'll see you on the starting line.